Guys, Mike here, head trader at True Trading Group. June 12th was one and done, the day of discipline. Very, very, very slow day. Today was one of the slower days we've had in a while. We've got FOMC rate meeting tomorrow. That's probably why we had such a slow day today. I also expect a slow day tomorrow. But I was able to catch a really nice trade in RH. Okay, big gap up, big short position that was kind of stuck in the stock. We got some squeeze. We got some follow through continuation in RH off of a double bottom gap up pattern. I'll go over that trade with you. But today, I want to talk to you guys just about discipline and about the importance of knowing when you have to sit on your hands and you have to pull the reins back on yourselves, guys. This RH was really the only thing that I traded today. I went after a small tier 1 position in CORV later in the afternoon, but sold out of it before the close for a very, very small gain. And it was just in a tier 1 starter position. It wasn't a full-size trade. So it was really just this one trade in RH, and that was it. There are no style points in trading. You guys are here to make money. There's no rule that says you have to trade every day. There's no rule that says you have to continuously trade throughout the day. Sometimes the best trade is no trade at all. Okay? And after I sold out, I sold my final piece of RH about an hour after I'd entered the trade. I said to all of our members in chat, guys, I'm not just going back to first, second gear. I'm putting my car in park because I didn't see anything. There were 2 stocks that I saw in the morning that were actually making moves with follow through and volume, and that was RH and Sage, SAGE. There were a couple other real cheap stocks, stocks below $1 with very light volume that were making moves, but nothing that was sparking my interest enough. So, I was just kind of counting my blessings that I caught one of the only stocks that was actually giving me follow through and giving us a move today in this RH. So I took my profits and I was done for the day and sat on my hands. And it's very important that you are able to do that. It's a lot harder than it originally may sound because everybody wants to trade. Okay, you can't make money if you don't trade. Everybody wants to trade. It's an adrenaline rush. But if there's not the right opportunity, it's so important that you understand the environment that you're in. There's not a lot of momentum. There's not a lot of volume. Gap ups are being faded. There's just not much going on. Don't just start throwing stuff at a dartboard hoping you hit a bullseye, okay? Be stubborn with your entries. Be patient. Recognize a slow day when you see one and be disciplined enough to sit on your hands and not just churn yourself through a slow day. It's very, very frustrating if you – losing money is frustrating enough, but I don't mind losing money if I go after a real volatile, huge volume, the stock's all over the place, and I lose money just because I'm wrong. Fine, I'm wrong. But to lose money when nothing's actually going on, the stock's just going like this, and you're just losing money, churning yourself to death, death from 1,000 paper cuts, that is what is frustrating, and that's what will drive you crazy. On slow days like today, you have to preserve not only your financial capital, but you have to preserve your mental capital because losing and churning yourself on a day like today can be extremely frustrating and will really get to your head. Okay, so it's very important you have that discipline to sit on your hands and realize, hey, I should not be trading right now. Okay, so with that said, let's get into my trade on the day. RH, big gap up here, guys, on RH. Huge gap up. This stock was closed the day here around $119 a share. We then gapped up today, opened up at 145 and change. And I was looking, right away I knew we had a large short position in RH. It was on my gap scanner. I did some research, saw a large short position. I thought we were going to squeeze and we were going to get some continuation. So I jumped in here, guys, long right there at 145.70. I'll take you to my trade announcements. Here we are at 9:37 a.m. Long RH 145.70. Stop loss 142.25. All right, grabbed 500 shares at 145.70. Go back to the trade back to the chart, and you can see we put in a real nice double bottom gap up pattern. I love the double bottom gap up pattern. You can see my stop loss. Okay, I set my stop loss on the entry just below the low of the day, so in case to give this this double bottom gap up a chance to kind of work itself out. You can see we got the initial gap up. So here's your initial low from the gap up. Okay, you pull back in to retest the initial low. That low holds, and then we break above VWAP on a nice little increase in volume. It wasn't major, but we got a little increase in volume there. It broke through the high of the day, and the stock starts to extend and starts to push. You can see I took some profit off, sold 25% of my position at 149.55, sold half my position at at $151, and my final take profit 1 hour after my entry at $155 a share for just over a 6% gain on what was a decent sized position. I had 500 shares from 145.70, so was a decent trade. There is my final take profit, guys, right there. Okay, at $155 a share. There it was. I was a little concerned with this RH. I took profit quickly, guys, in here. I was taking profit quickly off in here. Why? Because I saw a little bit of a sign of weakness on this RH. You can see the share price was increasing. We're making new highs while the volume was actually decreasing. I hate seeing that. That, to me, is a sign of weakness and is an early sign that a stock is tiring. Okay, so I thought maybe with this huge gap up, maybe the stock is tiring. The rest of the market was extremely slow. A lot of gap ups were being faded. So I thought to myself, maybe this is going to run out of steam. So that's why I took profits quickly. Like I showed you here, 149.55 and then 151. I took those profits when I did because I thought that we were running out of steam because the volume was decreasing while the share price was increasing. I like to see volume increase as the stock makes new highs, not the other way around. So that's why I took profit off when I did, and that's why I took my final profit off at 155. I left a lot on the table. The stock ran another $10 a share, so I left a lot on the table. But on a day like today, I was very happy with that trade. Okay. Then, guys, CORV, I'll show you. I'll just go over this with you guys real quick. I was watching this CORV because we were sitting right up here near yesterday's high, and I thought if we got through yesterday's high that we were going to make a push up into this gap on the daily chart. Here's the gap on the daily. If you watched my video yesterday, I spoke about this setup yesterday, and we had broken through that gap entry. We broke through yesterday's high, okay, on CORV. Volume was very light, but we did break through yesterday's high. And what I started to notice here was yesterday's highs, okay, this area of resistance yesterday, after we broke through it, started to hold support here with the addition of VWAP. So you see VWAP was coming into play here. You can see we held VWAP right here, and I thought, okay, this is an area of support. So once we pulled in and we found support right here at 1 o'clock, just after 1 o'clock, I entered a small tier 1 position right here at 336. Okay, here you go to my trade announcements, long tier 1 at 336. I don't like entering trades during lunchtime, but this was just a tier 1, was a small starter feeler position. We pulled in. I was going to risk below VWAP, so we were close enough to that support level. I thought, I might not get another shot to take a position as close to the support level as I am right now. So let me enter a tier 1. I said I'll add if we break through the high of the day in the afternoon with an increase in volume, but we never got it. So I entered that tier 1. We never broke through the high. We never got the increase in volume, and I was just kind of sitting there in my tier 1 position. And I started to say to myself, I was thinking about originally maybe swinging this tier 1 for a swing trade, but I started to say to myself, it looked like there was a lot of shorting going on around 350. Okay, it looked to me like somebody was shorting the stock at 350 pretty heavily. Volume wasn't that heavy overall, but somebody was aggressively getting short at 350. And I thought, you know what? Maybe somebody knows something that we don't. Maybe there's an offering coming in the books tomorrow. I started to think CORV has never traded this kind of volume before. Okay, let's go back to the daily chart. You can see this volume. I mean, you can see we had one day where we had that extra volume. But you can see as we look back, you can see, we really never traded, 4 million shares, or, million share days. I mean, these volume bars are 10,000 shares, 20,000 shares, 40,000 shares. I mean, the stock usually trades very small volume. So I started saying, someone's getting short here around that 350 area. I thought the stock should have went. And the fact that it just was not able to break, maybe it was just because it was a slow day and there wasn't enough volume. but I just thought the risk is too great. It's a biotech company. They always need cash. Maybe they're going to take advantage of this opportunity to raise some money. So I figured, let me sit this one out. I'll get flat before the close. I sold out of that position, guys, right here at 341. So a 5 cent per share gain, nothing to write home about. It was a small position anyway. But I just thought the risk of a potential offering tomorrow was just too great to take a position overnight. So I'm completely flat. That's CORV. We'll see if they do an offering. We'll see if I'm right. I don't know. It was just a hunch. So that's it, guys. I expect another slow day tomorrow. Okay, so don't come into the day, pedal to the metal. Stay patient. Maybe scale your position size back. I expect another slow day tomorrow. All right, take care, guys. See you in chat.